Hello world! My name's Clayton James. Thank you for joining me today. Today is day 15 of my 90-day Whole Foods plant-based fitness journey. And I know that I usually make videos with the recipe and throw that in, but I'm going to kind of try and switch things up. I'm looking for a new direction here with my videos. And there's something I wanted to talk about, a really cool meditation technique that I learned that I wanted to share with everybody because I feel like it's relevant and important. And so what do you do when you lose your momentum? What do you do? How do you get your momentum back? How do you get back on track? How do you get out of your funk? And that's what this video is about. So I recently have really been diving in deep in my meditations and have been exploring a couple of different avenues of meditation, and one of them is reprogramming my subconscious mind by being in an alpha brainwave state and being able to access that state with the assistance of binaural beats. And if you don't know what binaural beats are, they're just oscillating tones at different frequencies that can help bring you into state of vibrational coherence, where you establish a heart-brain connection and you have electromagnetic energy flowing between the two, aligning everything, all of your chakras, and getting everything in a higher vibrational frequency, erasing a lot of confusion, helping you point and see what the direction to go forward next is, and all of that. So if you have never listened to binaural beats before, try it out. There are tons of channels on YouTube that have these kinds of beats on there. If you just type in binaural beats for alpha brainwave state meditations, like thousands will come up. There's also this company, I bought their program, they have like specific beats, this company called Equisync, and I learned about this company through reading this book called The Silva Mind Control Method. And it is this gentleman from Laredo, Texas, back in the 70s. He developed this program to help people reprogram their subconscious minds through hypnotherapy, through self-hypnotherapy. And some amazing results have happened as a result of it, and that's how I got interested in reading that book. I was reading up on some other very successful people, and the guy that started Mind Valley Academy actually went through Mr. Silva's course, and so I found the book online and read it. And one of the things that they talk about is getting a binaural beats and meditating, and then doing these certain exercises while you're meditating. And the specific one that I want to talk about today is actually one that I used today, and I wanted to talk about my experience with it because I think it'll be very helpful for you. I found it very helpful. That's why I'm sharing it with you today. So what the meditation is once you get yourself to an alpha brainwave state, and you'll feel this happening, like you'll feel it's like your sense of time, or your feeling of time, will kind of slow down, and you'll notice like the rhythm of your breathing, how it'll be in sync with the underlying pulsing tones of the isometric binaural beats that you're listening to. And there will just be like this moment of relaxation and clarity, and while you're doing that, and I sit in a half lotus pose. I would get into full lotus, but it's really tough on my knees, so I just sit in half lotus pose. But if you don't want to sit in lotus pose, you can sit in a chair. You can lay down and do it, but you'll probably fall asleep, so it's better to sit up. And the track lasts for about 20 minutes, so you just gotta stay in meditation for 20 minutes. And I have found that like my mind wanders constantly, and I'm constantly having to bring myself back to focusing on my breathing. But I have noticed with incorporating these binaural beats tones, and then the practice that I'm about to show you about, I found it to be very effective in changing my vibrational frequency, my attitude, my emotions, and the way that I proceed forward with my actions in the future. So what the technique is it is a visualization. So once you get yourself into the alpha brainwave state, you want your eyes to be a little bit above the horizon level, so you'll be looking up a little bit. You'll have your eyes closed, of course, but you want to tilt your eyes about 20 degrees up, and then you're going to imagine in your mind's eye a gigantic movie screen in front of you. And whatever like current stressor or problem you are experiencing in your life that you are trying to find a solution to, a way around, a way out of feeling the feelings that thinking about that problem is making you feel, and really, really immerse yourself in the feeling of that scene. Like imagine yourself up on that screen and the scene playing out as to whatever it is that's bothering you, and imagine it like failing miserably, like everything going, you know, as wrong as it possibly could in every way, shape, or form, and really feel that failure and pain and suffering, right? And then, so you do that for a couple of minutes, and then you imagine the movie screen shifting to the left, coming from the left, moving over to the right, and it's a whole new scene coming in. And in this scene, you see yourself up there, and you see there beginning to form some kind of solution. You are taking some kind of action. You are doing something to achieve or overcome the problem or goal that you have. And then, so you're gonna feel the feelings of what that would feel like to know that you're being productive and getting things figured out, or having clarity come to you, or imagining the right person coming in, or the right situation, or you know, you just the right place at the right time. And then the third scene, you want to imagine the overcoming of the obstacle that you were trying to get over, or the completion of the goal that you were trying to achieve, and you really want to imagine as if you have already achieved what it is that you are trying to achieve or overcome. Imagine yourself having already received it, and really put yourself in a state of feeling that. And then, after that, express gratitude for the answers having come to you, and then ask for what the next thing that you can do in this moment after you open your eyes to achieve or to get yourself back on course into whatever it is that you were doing. And the answers will come, I promise you, and if they don't, then you're just not doing it good enough or hard enough, or try again. And that, I know that's incredibly frustrating to hear, especially when you're frustrated trying to figure something out, but I mean, really, like, that's the magic to it. There's not really anything else aside from that. Like, you just gotta sit and be quiet and still enough, and the answers will come to you. But I've noticed this meditation, I wanted to talk about being in the alpha brainwave frequency pattern, so you can recognize like when you're in that. The feeling that I noticed when I dropped into this brainwave frequency, because you're lowering the frequency, it's a lower oscillation. It's not as active as the beta frequency, which is your active everyday mind. The alpha brainwave frequency is right between sleeping and waking life. So like right when you first wake up in the morning, you're usually in the alpha brainwave state for a little bit. So I noticed this, it was like this electromagnetic pulsing. I could feel it oscillating between my heart and my brain, and these bright lights were like flashing in my mind's eye every time I felt this. I mean, it really quite literally felt like a magnetic pulse, you know, like if you take two magnets and put them together and they repel each other. It was that, you know, when you get that moment where you feel that repellent force, that's what that felt like, this oscillating electromagnetic frequency feeling between my heart and my brain. It was electrifying, it was energizing, but it was like this calming, warming, soothing sensation as well at the same time, and I had this enormous sense of just peace wash over me, and I noticed like a smile started creeping into the corners of my mouth. And so I've really been struggling the last few days. I haven't posted a video in the last few days, obviously those that are following me, and I'm trying to work it out. So I just wanted to share with you some of the techniques that I use whenever I'm struggling, going through things in life that I'm trying to figure out that are helpful for me. Because when I came out of this meditation this afternoon, I just had this enormous sense of clarity and understanding and peace about me, that I know what I'm supposed to do, like what my next step is on my journey. And I had been really just doubting myself and feeling like I didn't know what direction to go in, or if what I was doing was the right thing to do. And was able to just take a step back and listen to my intuition. And your intuition actually does talk to you if you take the time to be quiet enough and listen. So I hope that helps you with achieving or overcoming whatever it is that you're currently going through. And if you don't have access to any like binaural beats, you don't have to go pay for any. I use that equisync.com, and I'll put a link in there below. But just go onto YouTube and look up, alpha brainwave binaural beats, and there are thousands of them that are all free. You do need a pair of headphones though to listen to them, because the tones, they oscillate between your ears, and you don't really get the full effect if you're not listening to them with headphones. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Oh, don't forget, every day in every way, everything for us gets better and better.